Hey, what's up guys? I'm back, you're back, and today we're replacing the Can-Am X3 inner clutch housing. So mine snapped a while ago, so we got this new clutch housing from Mr. RPM. It's pretty well made. This is a cast piece. They also offer a billet piece. It's a lot more expensive, but this one will do for me. It looks like they machine all these sections here for where the bolts go and for where the hoses go. Also, to go with this, I got a ZRP seal saver. That's gonna go in this section here. That's gonna help save the seal for the transmission from getting jacked up if the belt were to rip and wrap itself around the shafts. So let's get started. I got all the tools that I need right over there. The only main tool that you're gonna need, or actually two of them, you're gonna need a primary clutch puller, and you don't need it, but I prefer it, a 1/2 inch impact. Everything else is going to be generic sockets that you might already have, and if you don't have them, well then what are you doing? You're working on your Can-Am? Get some more tools. We're going to go ahead and remove the old housing, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And by show you guys, I mean we're going to learn together, because I've never done this before. And yes, I'm a ASC master tech, but that doesn't always translate to everything. We're gonna learn together. This might be a part 2, day 2, who knows? I might break something. All right, this is a setup. I got my light here, I got my GoPro here to get you guys a bird eye view while I'm working on the car. And then this ducting that you have here, you do have to remove it from the housing cover, but you don't have to remove it from up there. I just did that to make the video more, you know, enjoyable, so you guys can see what's going on. And then over here, I did remove my limit strap. I actually put it up here so you guys can see better, so it's not just dangling in the way. And then I did remove the sway bar link that goes here. I might have to remove it on the other side so I can move the sway bar up, and that won't be a big deal. I'll do that in a second. But first things first, we're gonna start off removing all the screws for the cover. I believe they're T30s, and I'm gonna go ahead and use my trusty 3/8 ratchet. All right, so I took the cover off. You can see where it's all cracked up, and you can see the tape that I actually installed to keep the dust out. Definitely a Mickey Mouse job on my part, but it got the job done, so gotta keep on riding. So we're gonna go ahead and follow up with removing the belt. Now the factory gives you a tool, which is this guy here, which is, you know, great that they give you a tool and it does work, but I'm not the biggest fan of it, so I did get one of these. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to use this in just a second. It's really awesome. This is a generic Chinese company, I'm sure. I'm not really sure honestly, but I've seen a bunch of different versions on Amazon, but they're all pretty much the same thing. They got this lever, they got some bearings, you spin it on and you counter lever it over, and it's that easy. So let's do that now. Once you got it pretty tight, well, not super tight, just spin it on until it stops, and then you just turn this over just like that. It stays in position. You can see that the clutch is actually free from the belt. Then just move the belt over the secondary clutch and get it out. It's really simple. That's why I love this tool. I'm gonna take it off, pretty much just take it off. Holy shit. You okay? Oh my god. Oh my god, that was dangerous. All right, next we're gonna get the secondary clutch off. And the impact will do quick work of that. Make sure you take off the washers in the orientation they're supposed to be. Don't drop them on the floor like I did. We should be able to pull this off pretty easy. I don't think it's on there that tight. The one that's gonna be a pain in the butt is the primary clutch. And you gotta buy this special tool. I got mine from, I believe, KWI. And they say it's good. Hopefully it don't break, because I've seen some horror stories on Facebook. But we're gonna learn today.
You gonna learn today. You gonna learn today.
How's that? That was easy. All right, next for the part that everybody gets worried about, and hopefully we won't have any issues, but there's a 7/8 bolt here. You're gonna take that off, and then you're gonna wanna install your puller, which is this guy, and hopefully we won't have any issues. I'm gonna put a little bit of grease on the very tip and on the threads, and then it should pop off. If it doesn't, we're gonna try a different method. I'm gonna go by a horrible phrase. If a little is good, a shit ton is better. There we go. All right, impact on. All right, looks like it popped off. All right, we got it out. Now I've got to inspect those before we reinstall them, but this came out pretty easy. I'm gonna say that covering this up in grease actually helps it a lot, because it might help it hydro lock and push the primary clutch off of the shaft. So put some grease on it. If that don't work, there's other methods. I do recommend joining one of the Facebook groups. They have great answers on there, and I personally love being a part of them. So let's go ahead and remove the other ductwork that's up here and then up here, pretty much, you know, screwdriver, and then we'll unbolt this housing and get it off. Oh, we gotta take this one off too, so no big deal. It looks like there's a seal behind this cover that goes along the transmission. Make sure you put that back on. So I'm gonna save that. All right, well, there it is. Everything looks pretty good here. Good thing nothing's leaking, and you can see why sometimes the primary clutch can be a pain in the butt. This is kind of tapered, and if it's on there real tight, you're gonna have a hard time getting it off. All right, let's look at the Mickey Mouse job I did on keeping the dust out. Terrible, but you gotta do what you gotta do. This was cracked everywhere, and yeah, it's time for a new one. So this is our replacement. We're gonna go ahead and transfer this plate over here, and it's pretty simple. Take these Torx out, and they give you new screws, which they mark for you. So you can see here where it says reuse stock mounting bolts, and then there's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and it's all marked on the actual cast piece, and they give you the baggies with the numbers on them as well. So very easy to figure out how this goes, and shout out to Mr. RPM for making this, because it's pretty cool. I like it. No issues so far. If I do have any issues, I'll be damn sure to report them. So I'm gonna swap this over real quick, and I'll show you guys that on there. All right, the piece is transferred. Now I want to talk about is this worth it for some of you guys out there. Now if you guys have a car with your housing broken, then I would strongly consider getting this cast piece. If you don't have an issue with your clutch housing currently, I strongly suggest you get a aluminum liner from Geyser Performance or from Alba Racing, whoever makes these liners. I don't know who else makes them besides Geyser. I believe Alba Racing makes one. I'm not too sure, but I strongly suggest you get one. They're about 100 to 150 bucks, and it could prevent this from happening. Let's go ahead and put this clutch housing in the car. All right, so I did put the seal back on the secondary, or actually the transmission. I'll put the seal back on to keep it watertight, and we'll go ahead and slap this cover back on. It looks like we need to go in deeper. That's what she said. Holy shit. Holy shit. There we go. There we go. Baby Jesus, help me. Oh man, we're fighting. There's one bolt. Jesus Christ, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up. They don't look like they sit all the way flush to the bottom. At least I've tried, and I can't get them to sit down all the way. And I think that's because the lip is actually bigger than the OEM one. All right, so next we're gonna move on to the seal saver that goes here. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Take those 4 bolts out, put your seal saver in there, and then align it as best as possible. You want spacing all around the shaft as even as possible, just in case there's any flex. And put the bolts back on, tighten it up.
Perfect.
All right, so I put the ZRP seal saver there. It works great with this housing, no issues. I put it as even as possible so the shaft does not touch, and it isn't rubbing, so that's a good sign. And we'll go ahead and I'll put our seal back in so this thing seals still from the water, because I don't want no water getting in here, because I do plan to take it in the water sometimes here and there. Not crazy like you guys do back east, but you know, enough water to get your panties wet. Know what I'm saying? All right, what did I tell you in this video? I told you guys I'm gonna show you, but what I really meant is I'm gonna make mistakes, and don't make the same mistakes. This seal goes behind the casting of the primary clutch there, so I gotta take this cover back off to put the seal. So
You dumbass.
I'm gonna do that, go get a drink, go get a water, and then when you come back, I'll be moving on to putting the primary back on. So god damn it. So here's the seal. Doesn't seem to stick in there very good. I might use some grease or something to keep it in there, but yeah, it goes right here, and I'll be back. All right, guys, and that's it. That's all there is to it. What's left is the housing cover. There are some screws. They're labeled on the bag, and they give you a piece of paper where they go. It's just because some of them are shorter and some of them are longer. Just gotta put my sway bar links back on, another duct cover, and that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. See you guys next time. Peace out. Later. Gotcha.